And we be live. Let me put some of this stuff on here. Oops.
Oops. We don't have time for
Oops.
oops.
I said
There's no
freaking.
oops.
I said oops.
Motherfucker, there's no oops in live TV.
Yeah.
That's a Janet Jackson moment.
All right.
That's an oops. Or is that a
Oh,
whoops?
there's a documentary on that. Did you see that by any chance?
No, I seen an advertisement for it, but no, I didn't. I don't have the patience to sit through a bunch of documentary and people talking about a bunch of worthless information that I have absolutely no desire to hear. Now, don't get me wrong, all documentaries are not bad, but some of them are they're a little far fetched.
Yo, Melissa, what's up? Shane,
Hey, Mel.
another hardworking dude. Shane, what up? Trisha, and Denise is in the house. What's up? Yeah, so I don't know. I was gonna go live later, but I got some stuff going on that's just keeping me preoccupied. And then when you were willing to come on, I was like, yeah, all right, let's talk to Bam for a while.
Well, I don't get out very often.
Talk about more school bus stories.
I don't have a whole lot of them.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I suppose not, though. Otherwise, you'd be fired already. We don't need Bam stories on the school bus. Really, we don't. Um. So besides that, hey, Denise, Brenda in the house. Are you at work, Brenda? Pretty sure you are. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah,
Jessica, good evening, Jessica. Hey, Lucy, been a little while. How you doing?
Oh, Lucy, I'm home.
Yeah, so what do you got going on? How's your week been?
Busier than a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I worked the bus thing, and I actually had Friday off, so I got to go to Nappy Town for the first time in I don't know how fucking long. And then I worked the gas station today. I got to open the gas station tomorrow.
Hey, Hilda.
And then I got to figure out how I'm working the bus and the gas station on Monday.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
So how many hours between the two? How many hours are you working on Monday? Like from what time to what time?
Well, I got to be at the gas station at 7 a.m. I got to be at the bus station at 6 a.m. And I got to work the gas station till 1. And I got to run my route from 6 to 9. And then I have to go back and run my route from 12:45 to 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work this.
Hey, Maricela. Ileana. Something. Say something, Bam.
Say something, Bam.
Yeah, so I didn't have anything scripted per se, and that's part of the reason why I was not gonna. I wanted to do a paranormal show, and I thought that was gonna be tonight, but it's not looking like it. It's not a good day today.
I apologize for eating my noodles, but I'm starving, and this is all I have in the house to eat.
So. What are you having?
99-cent thing of noodles.
Oh, the ramen stuff?
Well, yeah, you add water to it, throw it in the microwave for 5 minutes, and pump the little sauce packet over the top of it.
In the cup? Oh, and that thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they spicy?
Yeah. It's the
I
only thing I have to eat in the house, and I'm starving to death. So
Don't you got eggs?
Well, yeah, I have eggs, but I have that for breakfast. That's eggs and toast.
You can always make scrambled eggs any time of the day or night. Hard boil them. You can have hard boiled eggs. Easy to make. What do you call those? Deviled eggs too. You can do that.
Yeah, but they're a pain in the ass to make.
La mera mera. Hey there. I add meat or make into Chinese type food. Well, that it is. That is the cheapest kind of Chinese food that you can get on the planet.
It is, and it's quite tasty. I don't know how much nutrition is in it. I don't even know if it's good for me for my diabetes, but
Yeah, probably not. The sodium count is probably through the roof.
it fills a hole, makes a turd. That's all I'm at this point, because these fucking Democrats got everything so goddamn high. I can't afford anything.
Hey, so what happened to your bird? He was screaming a minute ago before we went live. He was screaming. How come he got quiet? What'd you do?
He fell asleep.
That fast?
Yeah. He's like me. Put the head on the pillow, out like a light.
You guys missed it by just a couple of minutes. Bam's bird Kodiak was screaming his head off. That was so funny. So yeah, here all the talk has been Melissa Lucio. She's the woman who's on death row. And the clock is winding. The clock is ticking. Not winding. The clock is ticking. The wind is running out.
Mm-hmm.
And the clock is ticking. And there's seems to be some positive movement, but it's all cautious optimism right now because you don't want to get your hopes up too high. And I mean, I think a lot of us would be heartbroken anyway if it does happen.
Well, prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah. We heard from the district attorney here who's got the power to pull the plug on everything like right now, but he won't. And so he didn't make any. He was on. There was a hearing in Austin. They're talking about criminal justice, and they asked him to be on, and they put him on the spot, kind of. And why wouldn't he do something like pull the plug right now if there's so much evidence?
Because she's the scapegoat.
Oh, hell yeah. That's freaking for sure.
And he must be a Democrat, I'm guessing.
I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
I would say so.
Once again, not that all Democrats are bad, just about like 99.99% of them. No, not that many. About 98%.
Yeah, that good percentage of them.
Just like all Republicans aren't good. Just about like 96% of them are good.
Yes. Let's see. Somebody said. Hang on. There's a comment. Do you see the comment here?
No, you got to post it. I'm blowing up. There we go. I inboxed something.
Yeah.
Tit Slinger. Hi, Tit Slinger.
Tit Slinger.
Otto Titsling, inventor and Kraut had nothing to get very worked up about.
Lamena says, I'm making green spaghetti and Italian pasta.
Ugh.
And eggs for tomorrow. Dinner is wings and fries.
I'm okay with the wings and fries. The green pasta gotta go.
Green actually it's pretty good. It's a I've had it before. I forget what they call it. I guess green pasta. And it's actually pretty good. I don't think you can tell if you had your eyes blindfolded, you would not know you're eating green pasta.
I beg to differ.
So I've had one of these before where they make a comment like they're sending me something or like they know me and they're talking to me and stuff. And I swear people got nothing better to do with their time. So
Why are you terrified of birds? They don't do anything.
oh, Bam's bird is a huge macaw. What color
He's a
you
good
say it was?
blue and gold. He's a good
Blue.
puppy. He's a good puppy.
Yeah. So you been keeping up with the news this week? You see the thing in New York City in the subway?
Yeah, I did actually.
That was messed up. And now comments from AOC.
Oh, that fucking cunt. Oh,
and-
the heifer. I'm sorry, ladies. I hate that word, and that just slipped. I'm sorry. I hate that word.
So her comments from the past have come back and said, you know, she would like to cut back on the number of police in the subway.
Of course she would. She's all about defunding the police to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really sad because the following that this woman has, AOC has a huge, huge, huge following. If she got her head out of her fucking ass and thought like a normal person and not like a liberal leftist, she could do a lot of fucking good for this country.
Kind of like somebody else I know around here. There's a certain crackhead politician wannabe.
Oh, not the crackhead.
Call her a career candidate. And if she would stay off the damn drugs and out of the drama, she could do some good things. I believe that. I truly believe that. I think it's just sad the direction that some people take. And they could be doing some good, but instead they just make a spectacle out of themselves, you know?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the town that AOC was born and lived in, but it's a small little town in New York. It's like a town inside of a town. And the town she lived in didn't have a police department. There was absolutely no fucking crime whatsoever. Very prestigious neighborhood, of course.
I forget the town she's from, yeah.
I want to say it starts with a W, but I'm probably mistaken. But this is why she's against police, because where she grew up, there was no police. And this is why she wants to defund them and get rid of them.
Yorktown Heights is where she went to school. So she lived in Parkchester.
That's it, Parkchester. I don't know why I was
Parkchester.
thinking something with a W. Yeah, I read an article of where she was from or where she was born, and it said that they had absolutely no police. It was a town, a very small town of less than 1,000 people, but very prestigious.
Oh boy. Yeah. So anyway, that came back. How she would like to cut the police back from the subway, and then things like this happened. And then there was a word that there was another shooting like this morning or yesterday again. Another one, not as bad as what happened with earlier in the week, but you know, I don't know. It's not normally. You know, I've been to New York a few times, been to Manhattan, and I never felt afraid like that. I think I'd be afraid to go on the subway now, or for that matter, walking around Manhattan. It's just
because they don't have the police force they used to have.
Too much random shit going on right now.
Too much crime.
She wouldn't have the following. Yeah, you know what? If she had her head straight, she could get the following. She could get the following.
Yeah, but I don't understand how she has it now.
She's got a lot of freaking followers, thousands. But I wouldn't call them all supporters, because if she had that many people vote for her, she might have won a few things. But granted, some of her supporters are not even, you know, from her neighbors or whatever. They're from out of state. So they don't know.
Well, she's a clueless crackhead.
Yeah. We're talking about your namesake, Mrs. Salazar. And, I don't know. In a different circumstance, she could do a lot of good things, but she won't listen to anybody, and she can't. She's got an addiction, so, and she doesn't want help. She doesn't get help. She tries. It's just too much. Too much. No, there's nobody is there that she'll listen to, and you can't do this by yourself.
Right.
Most of her followers are only following to watch training. Exactly. The people watch her support. They're not really supporters. She'll call them supporters, but they're
Hey,
just there to
I love a good
watch.
train wreck just as much as the next guy does.
They're just there to watch the show. I was talking to AOC if she was a conservative. Well, she's not a conservative, and yeah, everybody can read through her crap. So
I love it when she stands up when she's addressing Congress and she starts bouncing up and down and hitting the podium and having like a little temper tantrum spaz attack. It's like, did you not take your meds this morning? I mean,
and she kind of starts preaching like she's a preacher at a church or something.
And you just want to look at her and go, how fucking dumb are you, bitch?
Yeah, it's there's people out there who got the gift of gab, but they're just it's misplaced.
Well, and then you have the ones that just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and don't say a goddamn word. Like what's her name? The Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. That bitch can talk for 45 minutes and not say one goddamn word.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Besides that, I had somebody in the household with some surgery, so I've been caring for them all week, and I've been tired. And but I teamed up a little. I'm testing it out. Teamed up with the Patriot News Network, and doing shows here on my channels, but also on theirs. And so far, that seems to be going pretty good. But they just kind of caught me at a bad week where I'm not on a lot.
Yeah, Fox News. I watch that a lot, and they call Kamala Harris They call her what comes out of her mouth a word salad. They call it a word salad.
He said Kamala Harris.
Well, that's because she changes her stripes for what she needs to be.
Oh yeah, I know. It's funny. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's I'm hoping things will be better in a couple days, and next week I'll be back on track with some. I got a lot of Melissa Lucio stuff. There is news, and I'm not free to share that yet. But some things should happen next week. Her date of execution is for the 27th of April.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Oh, that sucks. It's just like a couple weeks away.
Yeah, that's actually 11 days as of today. And 10 days. Once we get to tomorrow, now we're 10 days away.
It's kind of amazing how when somebody gets put on death row, they can be there for 20 or 30, 40 fucking years, even 50 fucking years. And this poor girl, she got put on death row, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, and then they just gave her the date recently, and it's like, and I mean, we've actually found out why. The district attorney wanted to have a show of what I call virtue signaling. April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. And that was one of the only available dates for April was the 27th. And he wanted to do it on this month to show his support for child abuse awareness. And I think that's messed up.
Okay, so she's a scapegoat, and he's trying to make a name for himself, is what it boils down to.
Yeah, I would say so. Everybody is using her to move ahead in their career. It happened with her attorney, Peter Gilman. It happened with the DA who was running for re-election. His name is Villalobos. He wanted to get that win. He wanted to show the people, see, I can put people on death row. I can fight crime. I'm a winner. And everybody's using her just to advance themselves. And she's the freaking victim. This is a true case of a victim. You know, she did not do what she's being charged for. And the thought that she's going to be put to death for it is just blows my mind. But um, yeah, it's a one track. Everybody's set in their ways on this one, and I don't know. Time is running out, and it's getting scary. It's getting scary. So we'll have to see what's coming up in
Somebody's
the
not
next.
making enough noise.
And we're trying, man. We're getting the noise out there. We are, and it's just a certain people are. This DA Science. His name is Louis Science, Saenz, and when they asked him, "Are you going to pull the plug on it?" and he's like, "Why should I?" He's like, "Why should I pull the plug?" And then what about the other 195 cases that there are? They're all going to want, the same thing happen. And my thing with that is that sure, maybe there should be a moratorium on death row, on the death penalty, until we can figure stuff out, because it's not cool to execute innocent people.
Well, when he says, "Why should I pull the plug?" The answer should be, "Don't you want to be 10,000% sure that this is right, that you're doing the right thing? Or do you want to have that little spot in the back of your head that's 5 years from now going, well, maybe I should have stopped it, or maybe it was wrong." I mean, don't you want to be 10,000% sure that you're doing the right thing? And the right thing, well, personally, I don't think anybody can put anybody to death. I mean, you don't have the right to do that.
So you're anti-death penalty, is that correct?
I am, yeah. I don't think that there should be a death penalty. I think that people should. I mean, I do feel the punishment should fit the crime, but it should be more severe.
So
If you murder somebody, why should we take your life? That's the easy way out. I think we should put you in a cell, and you should rot the rest of your fucking life and sit there in misery and think about what the hell you did. I mean, why the hell should we kill you? That's the easy way out.
so you don't so okay, so you don't believe in an eye for an eye.
To an extent, but it should be tenfold. I mean, if you go out and you are a serial killer and kill 20 people, or rape 20 people and then kill them, okay, so your punishment, why should we kill you? Why should we kill you? We should put you in a prison cell, and you should be raped daily with a baseball bat and beaten.
So see,
And
some would see that as cruel and unusual punishment.
no, I mean, what he did to the people he raped is cruel. So he should get the same fucking thing, but he shouldn't be killed.
And the other thing is
That's the easy way out.
this guy in, I want to say, South Carolina. Let me take a look. I think it's South Carolina. Hang on, it's too loud. South Carolina, North Carolina. Great, I can't find it now. So I think it's North Carolina. The guy gets the option. What do you think about the inmate getting the option? How do you want to die? And they asked him, "You want the electric chair, or do you want to be shot by a firing squad?" What would you take?
Personally, I think I'd take the firing squad.
I'm sorry, South Carolina.
And hope that the motherfucker with the bullet knows how to aim and hit the right spot. So it's an instant death.
Death row inmate Richard Moore chose the firing squad over the electric chair, and he's going to be put down on April 29th, 2 days after the Melissa Lucio scheduled date. And he's only the fourth person to be executed by firing squad since like the mid 70s, 75 or 76.
Yeah, the electric chair, I don't think it would be extremely painful, and I don't think the whole packing of the rectum with cotton would be pleasant.
I don't even know what that means.
They take cotton and shove it up your butt, and then put a diaper on you so you don't piss and shit yourself while they're shooting 25,000 volts through you to kill you.
Oh, I didn't know there was that kind of prep work.
Oh yeah, and they shave the top of your head.
That part I got. And they put sponges, and all the contacts are sponges.
It's got to be a wet sponge.
Yep.
Because if they don't wet the sponge, then the frying is even 10 times worse.
Yeah. So that case that happened here in Brownsville before Melissa Lucio was, I think it was Ray Allen Rubio, decapitated his 3 little kids. Said that one of them was possessed by his dead grandmother, and he kept hearing voices from the little kid.
Well, so obviously he suffered from schizophrenia.
Killed them all, decapitated each one.
Yeah, he was schizo.
Was trying to dispose of their bodies in plastic bags, and that's where they found them. Somebody heard noise, called the police. The police show up, and he said, "You got to arrest me. I killed my kids. I just cut their heads off." And so now he's trying to claim some shit, that's trying to get a retrial or other evidence. But I think somebody like that, death penalty, guilty, okay, death penalty, fine, okay, take him out back, like, immediately.
Oh, you should think it should be done instantly.
Oh, yeah. Forget about this 30 years on death row crap. I don't know. I mean, I get the appeals, but if people are innocent and you're going to allow 20 years of appeals, 20 years of appeals only to execute them anyway, like you're not going to bother to listen to the evidence, and why let them appeal for so freaking long if you're not going to allow
give them slimmer hope? I guess it's more torture.
I mean, that is torture.
We're going to dangle the carrot in front of you, let you think that there's this little glimmer of hope.
And some of them don't even have dates yet. They're just there for 20 years without a date. And then you got Melissa Lucio, who didn't do the act of murder, and now they're trying to rush her death right away. Something is not right. Something is not right. She's going to get out, get a little money for being wrongfully accused, and then all her family's going to love her again. And you could be right. As long as she doesn't take the plea of no contest. If they make her plead no contest, that is the prison system saying you pleaded no contest, so you can't sue us. But we'll let you go today. If you plead no contest, you'll be out by 4:00.
But that's pleading guilty.
But you can't sue us. How do you like them apples? Is that messed up or what? Some comments I read on social media are still misinformed. People blame Melissa and still mention bite marks. I know, like crazy. They keep mentioning bite marks. There were no bite marks. There was not even one. There was something that resembled a bite mark, but that was it. It was just resembled. It was not a bite mark. And spreading the hashtag justice for Mariah, they have no clue about how to corrupt it. Yeah, and the other thing that came up too was that a question came up. Did Melissa have twins? She had babies when in prison, and then I found out she got pregnant in prison. And she had the twins in prison. And there was a question about it, but it's like, oh, did she have the twins or didn't she? Oh, I don't know. Did she? Yeah, I think she did. And somebody made a comment that they weren't sure, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with the case. It's unimportant. It's irrelevant whether she had twins or not. They were given up for adoption, and that's it. That makes no bearing on this case at all, other than, well, she had sex with somebody in prison, or somebody took
Probably the
advantage of her, or
warden.
whatever.
I'm going with the warden.
Hey, good afternoon, Ani. Evening, good evening.
Good
Very
evening.
suspicious. Yes, Marley, definitely. Something's not right. Hey, Shonda.
Good evening, Shonda.
Happy Easter. There is new science and new case law that can aid all incarcerated persons, whether on or off death row, found or made every day. This is continuous appeals. Hey, Limbury. So unrelated, an arrest was made on the death of my best friend yesterday. Months of day. Yeah. So Brenda's friend died. It was considered an overdose, right? And somebody gave her some bad stuff, and for what she was doing, which we'll call recreational drugs. And I mean, a lot of people do them. It's not like she was doing anything out of the ordinary, but some of that stuff has been tainted. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's they're tainting it with fentanyl. I think I keep hearing, whether it's cocaine or whatever, they're adding fentanyl to it.
Yeah, there's some sick motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, and this guy was showing. Okay, how much fentanyl do you think it'll take to kill one person? And it's like, it's like sand. Picture like sand or grains of sugar, right? One little grain, one grain is enough to kill one person. Now, when you think about a spoonful, that's enough to kill 500 people. So these guys who are mixing that stuff have no clue about fentanyl. They have no clue that this is stuff, and this is what kids were ODing on over spring break.
Well, fentanyl is a man-made painkiller, and it's supposed to be a non-addictive narcotic. They
Uh-huh.
put me on it for a while, and all I did was vomit and vomit and vomit. And it comes in the form of a patch, so it's not a pill or anything. It's just a patch, and it soaks into your skin. And all it did was make me sick to my stomach and puke and vomit. And the doctor says, "I don't understand it. You're allergic to it, and you can't be allergic to it because it's man-made."
Mm,
I'm like, well, obviously something in there doesn't agree with me.
yeah, and
So
that's
I mean, it's a narcotic that man designed to be non-addictive, but somehow
yeah.
motherfuckers are addicted to the shit.
I mean, it does something, and that's why they put it through a patch. They put it on a patch to let the body slowly absorb it, not shoot it in you or not snort it or none of that stuff. I mean, you're taking in a high dose if you're doing that. Hey, Michelle. Yes, man, exactly. They want to say the bite marks match Melissa. These two people have no damn clue what they're talking about. They don't. People keep saying bite marks. People who know nothing about this and have only learned about it like this morning, and they're talking about bite marks. It's like, if they thought it was really a bite mark, then why didn't they do a cast of Melissa's mouth? But they didn't do any of that because they know it's not admissible. And the other forensic pathologist looked at it, and he's like, "This is not teeth marks, normal teeth marks. There's like striations or scratches like on these two areas here, and that wouldn't come from a tooth. And it just happened to be in the shape of a mouth, and it's a bunch of crap." There's an interview with Norma Farley saying that there was one bite mark, and they didn't feel they had to do any mold impressions because they knew it was Melissa. Yeah, that was that first lady that they talked to in that documentary. And yeah, exactly. If you really think it was a bite mark, why didn't they just go ahead and do casts?
Well, it sounds like she didn't have a very good fucking attorney.
No, she really didn't, bro. She didn't.
Did she have a public defender or something?
Yeah, about
Oh, well,
that was
that
him.
explains right there because their job is to go to the prosecutor and go, "Oh, well, what's your best deal?"
Yeah, and so they offered her 30 years if she pleads guilty right now. And they said, "Oh, you'll be out when you're 60 something. So you'll be old enough, you can still see your kids." And her answer was just like most rational people, they'd say, "Why would I plead guilty to something that I'm innocent of? Why would I plead guilty?"
Yeah, so she got fucked by a public defender because they're not trial attorneys. They're
And
deal
then
makers. That's all they are.
he was assigned, and then he got hired by the district attorney's office as soon as this case was over. It's his is a famous large family here in the Rio Grande Valley. The Gilmans. They own a car dealership and other things. A couple of car dealerships, Gilman Honda and something else.
So it was a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, I'm sorry, it wasn't a public defender. It was court appointed.
Well,
That
pretty much
all
the
of a
same
sudden,
thing because
all of a sudden,
they're not gonna put forth an effort to be a trial attorney when they're court-appointed. So it's gonna be, well, what's your best deal again? Because they're not being paid.
yeah,
Well, the state's paying them, but not paying them what they would actually make
yeah, but
if they were hired.
still, there have been appointed attorneys who've done better jobs. Just in these discussions I've had for the last many weeks, you could show my shows as evidence, and that would be better than what representation she got. I mean, there was so much evidence that didn't get introduced that could have killed it right there. It would have stopped it. It would have canceled not guilty, or he would have thrown it out even, and we wouldn't be here talking about this. Simple stuff, basic stuff. And her own attorney wouldn't introduce it. He wouldn't introduce it. My
Should have
best-selling
fired that
friend,
motherfucker.
49 years old, took what she thought was Xanax, and someone sold to her. So they sold her Xanax, and it turned out to be something laced with fentanyl. That's messed up. Ugh, that's horrible. Sorry to hear that. So bad. That's so bad. Right.
It is bad,
trials.
but if I had a choice on my way to go, I'd want to go in my sleep.
Oh, bam, easy. I work for some of the top 10 lawyers in the state, and we work our butts out for our clients. Depends on the attorneys.
I'm not saying all attorneys are like that, but the one she got obviously didn't do a fucking thing.
He did not. Bam, he was a darn good attorney. Ha. But not for her. Yeah, he might have been a good attorney at something else or for someone else. But when it came to her, I don't know if they saw an easy target, an easy mark. Nobody will miss her. She's a drug addict, Mexican American female. Nobody will miss her. But guess what? They were wrong. This is not justice. That's for sure. So, anyway, so what do you got to get up so early for tomorrow?
I got to open the fucking store tomorrow.
Yuck.
Yeah, it sucks assholes and elbows.
You gotta find a different job where you don't have to get up at 4:00 in the morning. Just saying.
Well, back in the airline industry, I used to get up at 2:00 in the morning.
But that was worth it, though.
Well, no, sometimes I got up at midnight, depending on what city I was in.
Yeah. But that's a different scenario. You got flight benefits. You get fly for free anywhere around the world you want to. So it's like all of a sudden it becomes bearable, right?
Yeah, but I never got used to it. I did it for 20 fucking years. I never got used to it.
Yeah, I got used to it. Getting up, being at work at 4:00 in the morning for like a 5:00 flight, 5 a.m. flight. Yeah, that's hard, especially in the wintertime.
Oh, extremely hard in the winter.
Yeah.
Especially when it's minus 185 degrees outside.
185 degrees?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Looking for royalty-free
Anyway, what do you got besides work? Anything interesting coming up this week?
Um, well, I got to
That
drop
sounds
off
like
my payment to the Democrats. Doing that tomorrow.
your.
First time in my life, I got to pay in my taxes.
How did that work out that way?
Fucking Democrats. We're gonna raise taxes, but only on the rich. People, you guys aren't gonna notice it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. It's always the poor people and the rich and the middle class that get fucked when they raise the taxes on the rich.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
here,
owe the fucking IRS $500, and I'm sending them a payment of $50 because, well, I don't have $500 to give the motherfuckers.
I don't. I hate that whole thing.
And I just got my 2020 taxes back like 2 weeks ago.
It's possible not to pay taxes, right?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, if your name's Donald Trump.
No, I mean you can literally bow out of the tax system, and you can do it legally, but you won't be able to do any of the services, any of the federal public services. Like any kind of welfare or um, any kind of benefits, like healthcare or whatever they are. You would not be eligible for any of that, but you would not have to pay a damn penny in tax at all.
Well, I just got my 2020 taxes back like 3 weeks ago. It was a tax return, a refund. I got $12 back, and they gave me an interest of 26 cents. 26 cents in 2 years is what they give me for interest. Now, I guarantee you, if I kept this $500 for 2 years that I owed them, that interest would be a hell of a lot more than 26 cents. Probably another $280 on top of it.
26 cents, huh?
Yeah, 26 cents in interest is what they gave me.
13 cents a year?
Yeah, don't spend that all in one spot, let me fucking tell you.
A penny? Just a hair over a penny a month? Oh, my goodness.
That's our fucking government for you. Democrats at work.
Yeah. Anyway, not going to be a long night. Just wanted to say hi. I think I'm coming down with something. I hope not. It's been a rough few days, and I feel like I got a chest cold or something. $12 with interest of 26. Oh, my MG. Yeah, right? It's like an insult.
Yeah, I mean, I think I bought a pack of hot dogs with it. I mean, that's a.
But the minute you don't pay them, oh boy, those fees are gonna pile
they got that telescope right up your ass.
Jesus. Oh man. Anyway, all right. Well, we're gonna cut you loose because you got to get to bed, and want to make sure you get your rest as needed. I think I might do the same. You guys that are out there, thanks for hanging out just for a little while. I'll be back next week with a normal week of programming starting Monday. And got some exciting stuff coming up, so I'll fill you in on Monday. Everyone have a great Easter. Tomorrow's Easter.
It is Easter tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Easter. Happy Easter. And a lot of Easter egg hunts, I imagine. Hopefully your weather is good for that. Over here, if you got chocolate eggs in South Texas, they're going to melt because it's projected to be up in the 90s.
Nice.
And it's going to be super freaking hot. I know Shane over here. Shane was getting in Watertown. He was in South Dakota. They got some snow the other day. Yesterday, I think. So, anyway, I'm just going to call that. I just want to say hi to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch up with everybody on Monday. Bam, get some rest, go to sleep. And hope you can have a decent day. Mañana. Toxic Terminator. Have a good night, everyone. Happy Easter. Yes. That's it. Quick little one.
Good night, Nadia. Good night, Shonda. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Marley, Shonda, Shane, Irma, Toxic T, Lynn Marie, you too. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Brenda and La Mera Mera, Michelle, Shonda, Ani, Nadia, you already said that. Jessica, Victor, Digital Dimwit. Yeah, we're just talking a quick random stuff, nothing major. Vanessa and Sandra, Eliana as well. Maricela, Brenda, Hilda Williams, Lucy, she's still with us. Jessica too, and Denise, Melissa. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back. I'll talk to you guys Monday. Have a great Easter tomorrow. Enjoy your families tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.